Hello friends, welcome back. Today we are going to learn about input and output in the Groovy with a real-time example. First, let's understand the concept of input and output. Hmm. Input means bringing data into your program. For example, reading from a file or user input. And output means sending data out of your program, like writing to a file or printing results. We use input and output because program needs to interact with the outside world. Without input or output, your code would only run inside memory and couldn't save or load data in real projects. You will use input or output for logs, reports, configuration, and message processing. So let's see this through example. Now let's break down this example step by step. In in line number 4, define marks file is equal to new file. This line shows the here we create a file object pointing to marks.txt. This is where we shall store student marks. Then marks file dot txt. Shubham 85, Ramesh 78, and Priya 92. Here output again. We write three student marks into the file. Notice /n creates a new line. Then println marks file dot text here. Println marks file dot txt means here we have put input here. This to define marks file is equal to and marks file txt. These two are outputs and here println marks file.txt. This is input. Means we read the entire file back and print it to the console. Then mark file dot each line. Line is each line. This is input again. Here we read each line separately, split it into name and score and print them. Then define result file is equal to new file result.txt. This is output start. Here we create another file called result.txt. Then result file dot with writer in curly braces writer minus greater than dot curly braces complete. This is output. We here we process each student's score and write whether they passed or failed into the result file. And last, this is the println processing completed. This output to console. This confirms the task is done. So this example is practical because it shows a real world scenario processing student mark. We write data means output into a file to store mark and then we read data means input back to the process it. Means by this two statement you can understand what I said in in starting of this that is here output start here input start, right? So we write data means output into a file to store marks and we read data means input back to the process it and we write result output into another file to save the outcomes. This is exactly how file handling works in the real project. Reading raw data, reading raw data, processing it, and writing result. So that's the input and output concept in the Groovy, explained with the real-time example. Remember, input brings data into your program and output sends data out of your program. Groovy makes this very simple compared to Java. So in this way, we have studied input and output of the output in the Groovy with real-time example. Thank you.